What's up, everybody? Trevor Alexander here, session 2 of Investing for Beginners. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about asset classes. It's Thursday, August 29th, 2019, approximately 1:30 a.m. If you do not understand what it means to pay yourself first, then I recommend you go back and watch the previous episode where we discussed the mindset. Now, what is an investment? The current commitment of money or other resources. Let's stop there. We've all made investments in our lives, typically in the form of time, money, or energy. Uh, Prime example, if you have ever wanted to get in better shape or become more healthy, then you committed to working out, going to the gym, changing your diet. That was a current commitment. A lot of us do it as a New Year's resolution type of thing with the expectation of a future benefit. Now, a lot of investments are good investments and some investments are bad. What really differentiates them uh, is usually a lack or lack of knowledge. Well, you can go to the gym, but if you're doing the wrong workouts, you're not really going to benefit. Or if you do the wrong workout and hurt yourself, well, that's like a negative investment because you're in a worse stage of health. Or if you take a pill that someone tells you is going to help you and ends up hurting you, you were given bad information. This investing can apply to many different areas of life. And from a money standpoint, that's the purpose of these episodes is to show you as much information as possible so that you can make decisions and hopefully derive some future positive benefits. Now, on this slide, we get into the asset classes. These 5 circles, we're going to start with what you're most familiar with, and that's cash. That's a piece of currency. That's typically a physical piece of paper or some change that you use to buy things. You receive it when you sell things, or that when you give your time, you receive some cash. Uh, Most of us are pretty familiar with cash and what we can do with it. Property, real estate, um, land, all of these things that fall under this circle, they're an asset class. It's really rare that you can go too far without seeing real estate. It's all around us. We go in and out of it. We sleep in it. It is what it is. Commodities. This is stuff that comes from the earth. We're talking about oil, gas, gold, silver, platinum, coffee beans, rice, anything that we consume that's here on the earth that was given to us. Well, these are the commodities, and we use them every day. Equity, a piece of the pie, also known as stocks, shares, is ownership. And what is equity? A majority of our episodes, as we dig deeper, will be based around how to obtain equity in companies. Uh, what happens when you do obtain equity? You know, how does it pay you? What does it allow you to do? That type of things. And bonds. Just look at a bond as a piece of debt. If anyone has ever owed you money, if you've ever owed somebody money, if you ever lent out money to somebody so that they could execute a dream, or they had some type of plan, and they said, okay, I don't want you to go into this business venture with me, but if you can give me a little bit of money, if you can invest in it, then I can pay you back some interest and I'll get you all your money back. Well, look at that as a bond for now. So real assets versus financial assets. A real asset is an asset that can produce a good or a service. What's a good or a service, you might ask? Okay, well, for my ladies out there, let's talk about weave. Your hair that you buy. If you go buy your Brazilian weave or whatever type of weave is popular these days, well, that's a good. It's you go, you find it online or you find it in the store, you buy it. It's a one-off thing. You bought a good. Well, a service is taking it to your actual your hairstylist, having her see how it compares with your hair texture, installing it, getting it all right. She's providing a service to you. No matter whether you're getting a service or purchasing a good, you're paying money. Um, Typically, sometimes one leads to another. Like in that case, they both generate some type of cash flow. Now, these real assets, your hairstylist, for example, she works, usually within a home or a business, sitting on a piece of land, that type of thing. All of these real assets are used to produce a good or service, a factory. Um, if you buy M&Ms, if you have an iPhone, iPhones are produced in factories, many different factories around the world, and they produce a good. We buy these iPhones, they generate cash flow. Um, Commodities are also real assets that generate cash flow. We all pay for gasoline, we pay for rice. How many of us drink coffee or tea? These things are natural to the earth, they're commodities. And they all have an intrinsic value. What that means is they naturally have value. It's inherent to what they are. We can use these things because they bring value to our life. How does that compare with a financial asset? Here in this picture, you see a piece of real estate. You see some type of looks like a piece of metal, oil barrels, wood. This laptop that I'm recording on is sitting on a wood table, a commodity, and I pay for the table. A financial asset. Now, a claim on the income. In the previous slide, I said stocks. Let's associate that with ownership, you owning something. And bonds, let's associate that with the piece of debt, IOU. Well, with stocks, when you own something, whatever you own, if that thing is making money, well, you're entitled to a piece of that income. You have a claim on that income. If I own the building where the nail stylist is, not the nail stylist, the hairstylist is making money from doing people's hair, well, she has to pay rent in that building, and that building that I own, it's my financial assets from having ownership in that building, is going to make me money. Or if I'm the woman that actually owns the hair company, well, if that's her company, whatever money that company makes after she pays everything, the bills, her employees, whatever's left over, if she has stock, if she has ownership in that company, the cash flow is going to go back to her because she has ownership in that company. From a bond standpoint, let's say I make t-shirts, let's say I have a clothing brand, and I'm trying to make a new line of clothes, a spring line, and I got all these ideas in my head, but I need $25,000. Well, I might go to the gym up the street and say, look, bro, I need $25,000. I can't give you a piece of ownership in this company because it's my idea and whatever. And Jim might say, you know what? I can lend you $25,000. I'm just gonna need $30,000 in return. Pay me $5,000 over the next 5 months, and then pay me another $5,000 by this date and time. Well, that's more like a bond. It's just a debt. I use it as a businessman to finance one of my ideas. I needed some financing, so I said, okay, let's go out and sell some bonds. People that can put money towards some type of idea or some type of goal, and they don't get ownership, but they do get a claim on the income because the goods that I'm selling will create a cash flow, and they have a claim on it because they decided to go into business with me. So that's the difference between a financial asset and a real asset. One produces the actual cash flow, it has real value, and the other one is more the actual legal, the structure side behind it. I have ownership in this company, I've lent some more money, and so the cash flow goes back to me.